Alright, hello everybody. Welcome back to the channel. And it's been a while, so I've done this anyway, an unboxing. And kind of in the wake of the Superman movie that is out, that you can go watch my review. And I realize, and you may understand it then when you look at that, if you do, if you get through all 4 hours of it, that I kind of skimped on the details towards the end and some of the things that were going on, and just skipped over a few little spots and places and things like that. So anyway, let me focus in here though. I'm not here to try to redo all of that and to um, get into that. I'm really doing an unboxing and not going into criticisms. As I was telling somebody, I think I was telling my daughter, and I think some others as well, the main problems I have with the Superman movie is missed opportunities and misused things, along with things that are just plain wrong, in my opinion. I'm not going to argue with other people about, some of those things, and I've already mentioned the vast majority of them, if not almost all of them. But in the places uh, where I'm really the reason why I'm disappointed, let me put it that in those terms, is the missed opportunities, the potential, the ability of what you've got, and to just boil it down, and not to be um, not to be too simplistic, but to just give you an example, to give you a boiled down explanation as to why I believe there's wasted potential, is that you should be glad of this. Okay, David Cornsweet gained 40 pounds, essentially of muscle. Okay, gained 40 pounds to play this role. He bulked up. You can see his physique somewhat in the argument scene with him and Lois. Okay, and to me that was wasted. That was diminished. Okay, when I say wasted, it doesn't mean completely thrown away necessarily. It was diminished. Okay, in various choices that were made. There were choices that were made that make him look frumpy. Okay, the suit is too big on him. It folds in weird places where a spandex costume would have been better for him to be more form fitting and show his physique. Okay, he did all of this work, and he got into a suit that made him look like he didn't do any work. Okay, he could have played the same role without the preparations of it. He did not need to do this bulking up for the choices that they made. Okay, the choices that they made include how he was walking in the arrest scene in the suit. He just appears to be waddling, like waddle, the word waddling. Okay, and the the suit looks frumpy with him. Okay, the choices that were out of his control and not part of his acting, and don't reflect that, were made by somebody else. And probably the choices that were made as far as how a scene was played, because he probably gave several iterations of different scenes, and the choice of what was put into the movie is probably diminished from other possible choices. And I think there was waste involved, and that's the main thing. Now, that all said, I got a package today, um, and I'm going to open it real quick. It says pull the tab. Let's find this tab. There we go. All right. Throw that in the trash. You should always try to throw things in the trash as soon as you can. So, in the wake of the Superman movie, I decided to break down, in a sense, and buy some things that I had been putting off. There's another thing I want to get, but it's way too expensive the way that I saw it, so I can't afford it right now. But first thing first, especially because of the movie, got Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. Uh, gonna read that when I can. And Tom King, Bilquis Evely, and Matthias Lopez. Uh, that's the first one. Okay, Woman of Tomorrow. Get ready for the Supergirl movie, and whatever may come of that. Uh, so that's of interest to me since it's supposed to be based quite heavily in that. Now the other thing that I got was the Kingdom Come series. Okay, Mark Waid and Alex Ross, and I'm gonna read that set up as soon as I get the opportunity, a good opportunity. I probably will read Supergirl first before I read others in the midst of my other reading. Got plenty of other things. So that was what I got today. Beautiful, brand new, nice, um, particular covers. Kingdom Come has my 4 or 5 variant uh, kind of covers that I've seen so far. Okay, it may have more, but I didn't get some of those that I've seen otherwise. I just saw this one. I was like, whoa, that looks pretty interesting, and it was less expensive a little bit. And there's another thing I have coming that I thought was going to be in this one, which is Superman for All Seasons. So when I get that, I'll unbox it as well. And show it to you. Don't be offended at me that I have criticisms of Superman. Again, my main concern is not to waste the potential. It's come on now. That's what I believe Warner Brothers has been doing since way back when. Way back when. Um, Wasted potential. You could argue that Donner's Superman 1 and 2, mainly the 1 and 2, uh, he was trying to draw it back away from a wasted potential, and take the character and portray the character as seriously as he possibly could, and and then after they got through the first movie, um, and didn't allow him to do the second movie to bring it to completion, which it would have been a slightly different way that it was presented, then they started to throw away the potential. Even though Superman 2 is great, growing up watching the original cut, whether you like the Donner cut or not better, whichever one you take, it's still at that point the studio, the heads, the people in charge taking it for granted, taking taking it as just we're gonna do this little thing with it, rather than bring out the potential. Okay, bring out the potential. And so Superman 3, it's a throwaway kind of movie. As much as some people like it, and I like it myself, I'm not really down in the movie, but it's more throwaway and it's more controversial and less people like it. And same thing with Superman 4, where they did not provide the budget for it and stuff like that. And then Superman Returns. There was potential to do something with Superman, and it was wasted. There was potential. They started building everything to do Superman Lives. And then there was potential with the J. Abrams flyby, which was a different story from what I little bit that I've heard. It was gonna kind of recreate this character. There's potential in that. Now, whether or not they would have thrown it away, we don't know. But we do know that they threw away the potential because they didn't do it. Okay, they got rid of that. The studio, I'm talking about that. I'm going back to the studio, the heads of the studio, the people up in the corporate part of things. So they had Man of Steel come out, and they didn't come back and say, okay, we need the second Superman. And Batman v Superman is not the second Superman. It's in the next Snyder movie. Okay, in the series of movies, and he had a vision for something to be done, and it's not complete yet. Uh, would love to see it completed in whatever way that it may get completed, and I would be all for a well animated, not in the some styles, but in a anyway. I would call it a more realistic style that looks like the characters and let the voices take over. But anyway, let that happen. I would like it to be, but there should have been a sequel to Superman from another filmmaker that came out very quickly after Man of Steel. It should have been immediately greenlit to go into that next thing. Now, whether they were being leery or whatever the thing was, they wasted the potential of Henry Cavill. And I think everybody can agree that they wasted the potential of Henry Cavill. That's the corporate part of the Warner Brothers and DC. Okay, they wasted that potential, and I think I see a wasted potential in the movie that we have currently. And I don't know. Maybe somebody can get it and pick it up and say, let's bring it to its full potential. And they could. The studio could still fully realize the potential of Henry Cavill and Snyder and other things that were introduced back in that time. They can fully realize it in one way or another. And they ought to consider that. All right, they ought to do it. And unfortunately, whatever the deal is with the corporate world and how they waste things, we are seeing it like nothing in history, I think. I mean, we got people complaining about all the corporate greed and how all they want is money and stuff like that. And then, but in the movie world, my soul, what a difference there is. I don't know. They repel against money in the corporate world for these movies, movie studios. It's amazing. Uh, Not necessarily all of them. I'm talking about these specific Disney and Warner Brothers. So anyway, if you want to be successful, don't waste your potential. And that's hey, that's a life thing for you. If you don't want to fail and lose and miss out, don't waste your potential. You've got potential. Don't waste it. Whatever potential there is, use it. Do the best you can with it. All right. So hopefully that's encouraging to you. And we'll see you again in the next unboxing, at least in another unboxing for Superman for All Seasons. Can't wait to see that one. I want to read, and that was going to be the next one, but it looks like it's not going to come till later in August. So be looking forward to that anyway, though. And we'll see you in the next video, like I said already. Bye.